doesn't like them, from what I understand.
That's
That's right. He still doesn't like lawyers.
that's a great way to start it, I guess, as long as a lawyer.
I love Rob. He's an awesome human being. So all in jest. All in jest.
Thank you for joining. This is our Global Chamber Denver, Global Chamber Salt Lake City meetup, different from the advisory boards. And so just full transparency, this has been one of those just really crazy years. And the world, as you may have noticed, just lots and lots of activity. And our chapter development has been our main focus. But here in the second half, or looking towards the second half, I want to make sure that we get both chapters, both Denver and Salt Lake and Boise, a new chapter for us, for the Rockies and the Intermountain West, all established and set up. Same with Montana. We've got a chapter there as well. And so this whole center region we view as critically important. There's a lot going on, and especially with access to the semiconductor industry into California and Arizona, and aerospace industry and healthcare, which is always strong, and just manufacturing coming back to a large extent. There's just a lot going on. And so what I thought we would do today was with several things. One is, first of all, do a roundtable and catch up with folks. And then secondly, give you an overview of some of the things that are coming up, including what we want to do in terms of scheduling both advisory boards and some ideas for events in the second half for both chapters. This conversation is for both, but we're going to, through the rest of the year, get them separate, and probably at least one more time this year, bringing them back together again. Barry Birch, let's see if he's here. Barry Birch is not here yet, but we'll hope to have Barry Birch here and be able to talk about the really cool international center that's out at the airport now, and what's planned for June onward. And so hopefully we do have another Barry here, so we all is not lost, but hopefully the other Barry joins us as well. Could we go around the room and maybe start with Amy Lagarde of BMO? Amy is new to the advisory board in both Denver and in Salt Lake. BMO is not new. It's a longtime member, one of our original members, very active in several of our chapters. And Amy brings that now for Salt Lake and for Denver both. Be interested to hear, Amy, how your straddling of those cities and the region is going. Recently, Amy was part of a presentation at Global Chamber New York that was around fraud and avoiding fraud as a business owner. And that was just a great presentation. There is a blog post on that, and we'll be continuing to market that out because it was so valuable, both through Amy. Kevin Brown of BMO was another speaker, and it was a partnership, but not just with Global Chamber, but the accounting firm CBIZ, and Stephen Nikokiris was key part of that. Amy, great job on that presentation. Thank you for putting that together. What's going on in your world? What should we know about, and how can we help? Oh, you're on mute.
Is that better?
That's much better. Yeah.
Yep. The presentation was a lot of fun. It was the Thursday before Memorial Day weekend. We partnered with Kevin, who's in Chicago, and like he mentioned, Stephen out of CBIZ in New York, and it was Fraud, the Silent Assassin. And we did a presentation on how fraud is happening, cyber fraud, how to help our clients. So that was, like I mentioned, a lot of fun. I think it could have been more well attended based on the timing. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting together with Kevin and Stephen again and seeing how we can take it one more step and see what we can do about an additional presentation. BMO.
On the same topic or a different topic?
I don't know. That was a lot of fun working with Stephen and Kevin. So check in with them. I think after that, we've all been running in a million different directions. So connect and see what we can do next.
Okay.
Um,
I'm happy to circle
email.
back with Kevin on that too, because Chicago is looking for one or two more programs, and maybe we end up doing something in the Midwest or something like that. So I don't know
Yeah,
who the CBiz connection is there, but we have some people. I don't know who the main one is, so happy to help you with that.
we'll have to check that out. BMO is really growing in the West. I think they've announced out in California, we're adding 130 centers. We're working, I actually now am our director for our Southwest team. So our Southwest team includes Colorado, Utah, Las Vegas, Arizona, and next year we'll begin opening Texas.
Wow.
So excited about that. Really looking, with our team to really bring BMO to market. Exciting things happening with the chamber, with the consulate in Canada. Doug, are you going to the event on the 24th up in Phoenix for the consulate in BMO?
Yes, I should be able to attend that.
Awesome. I unfortunately will be on vacation, so won't be able to go. But my manager, I'll have to have him look for you. Sean Devine and Brandon, Ernie, and Market, along with Janelle, will be there. But yeah, just a lot of exciting things going on. It's exciting that summer's finally here. I think we can finally say goodbye to the snow for a couple months and enjoy the summer. But good to see everybody.
Sounds good. We for on the Canada side of things, we have a kind of a relaunch of our Global Chamber Calgary Edmonton, which we've rebranded as Global Chamber Alberta. And one of the things that came up in the conversation, I think it was in your Globinar, the potential of Alberta voting to leave Canada, and somebody even suggested that they become the 51st state. But I think subsequent the reality of the situation, calmer minds stepped forward and said that the likelihood of all of that, first the vote to secede, and then secondly the possibility
Hey,
U.S. state is pretty slim.
yeah, I think that was decided. I did I think it did come up on the global, and I immediately started doing some AI checking. And yeah, I think it's very slim, but yes, it did come up on the seminar.
I'll open it up to questions for folks, but one quick question for me. You said 130 centers in California. When you say centers, what does that mean? Is that branch offices?
They're looking to expand the commercial bank, the retail segment, just really growing, bringing BMO full scale from coast to coast. So yeah, our commercial bank, the investment bank, that they're really focusing on a lot of growth out that way. So it's exciting times, and everywhere in between. I
Okay.
think we're adding a few branches in Utah. I'm not exactly sure. I know we're doing business out in Orem and places where we're not really don't have a branch, but we're focusing on that commercial segment where our clients hopefully don't need branches until we can catch up with them.
Okay. I used to work in Orem for a few years running a tech company, and I was there actually when Starbucks arrived, the first Starbucks and the first Krispy Kreme. And I will say, when the first Krispy Kreme hit Orem, it was a sensation for multiple years. It was spectacular. And when the Starbucks came, it was a huge controversy that passed through. It was at that University Mall when you get off the freeway I think it's University Boulevard, or I don't remember quite the name of it, but right next to UVU. And but Starbucks survived, and it was okay. And Krispy Kreme, I think, is still up that right there off the freeway. So
And,
that's good. Orem needs a
and yeah, it's funny because I'm heading out on vacation. I see the Utah's the national parks on the 8th or the 10th of June, and we'll be heading to Arches, Canyonland, Zion's, Bryce,
Oh,
then
wow.
back through the Grand Canyon. So excited to explore Utah a little further and hit those bucket list parks.
First time? Is that the first time down there for you?
I've been to Moab, I've been to some of the parks, but this is the first time doing it in depth. My sister's coming from the East Coast, and we're traveling via caravan through camper. So we each have a camper, and we're really excited and have our tours set up, and really excited to get some time away.
Okay, it's spectacular. It's, as you'll find out very soon, Bryson Zion, fantastic. As you may know, Shadman Bashir is here. He's in southern Utah, and I forget whether it's Cedar City or St. George. I think Cedar City, that road that goes up the mountain, and then you head up to the top there where there's those lava fields, and then you head over to Bryce and Zion. That whole kind of environment is pretty amazing. I'm sure, Shadman, that's part of your attraction to that region. You've probably been there many times.
Yes. I'm not on the Cedar side, but on this side through Hurricane, I go there quite a bit. But again, the closest one for me is Snow Canyon, a small park. So that's very close and very safe because the kids can run around. But it's nice. I mean, that's the fun thing about Utah. But this year the weather has been much better. It's not as hot as we were expecting it to be. So that's interesting. I was in Washington, D.C. On the weekend, and weather was nice there as well.
Very cool. Well, it's, as soon as you just talk about it, then you jinx it and it gets worse. So hopefully, one more question for Amy, and then if anybody else has any. Amy, like the BMO meeting on the 24th in Phoenix, do you have any interest of doing anything either in Salt Lake or in Denver? Do you have already something coming up as a BMO event? And are there some ideas maybe that we should be thinking about in terms of topics that would be of interest to the bank?
Events, we do have a cyber security team coming on September 30th. I can get some more information out. It's supposed to be an in-person, supposed to be a fabulous event. So I will find out more information about that and let everyone know. Love to see you.
Is that in Denver?
Yes.
How do you split your time between Denver and Salt Lake these days?
Well, once I return from vacation, I'll be splitting it between Denver, Salt Lake, Vegas, Arizona, and New Mexico. So I haven't quite figured that one out. But yeah, I'll be doing quite a bit of traveling to visit my team, visit our top clients in each of those markets.
Very good. Well, we'll keep you posted on Vegas and Arizona and New Mexico. We just did an event in New Mexico. So,
awesome.
Yeah, Barry's been spending and has spent some time in New Mexico in addition to Denver, the Barry Berman. Thanks, Barry. And so let's go. Does anybody have any question for Amy? Does anybody bank at BMO that's here?
Not yet.
Are you looking for a deal?
Amy and I talked before. It's great to see you again, Amy.
You too, Barry.
Yeah. How about you, Robert? Where do you end up banking? What's your bank?
We're at Wells Fargo, and the original reason is we do a lot of work with German clients, so it was the easiest portal to Germany. And so I don't know. I think BMO. Who did you used to be? Because I think I used to be whatever your predecessor was. I used to have an account. Yeah.
BMO acquired us as bank when we were Bank of the West to get into the Western. So yeah, that one's pretty much gone, and yeah, BMO portal. So,
Yeah.
yep.
So
One of the things that Rob does quite a bit is certainly on the German side with the consulate and events on that side of things. And that event down in Phoenix is with the I think is it with the consulate or is it with it's with the government though, right? With Canada?
it's both actually, and German American Chamber down there I know participates in it.
Yeah.
I get updates on the regional stuff.
There is a German American Chamber. I'll have to make sure we have a relationship manager based in Albuquerque who's from Germany. So I know he'll be very interested if he isn't already connected.
I
Yeah.
thought it was all run out of San Francisco in the West so far, although there's one in Southern California too, I believe. But is there a Denver GABA?
What do you mean, GABA?
German American, maybe I'm thinking is GABA is German American, maybe business association. Maybe
Yeah,
that's
it's the business association. Yeah, we in my office is with the German American Chamber. So,
okay.
And the former German consulate is my law partner, and we also run the German American. We provide students here with opportunities to exchange with students in Germany. German American Foundation.
Okay. Do you have anything coming up that like that you'd like to share, or what else would you like to share, Rob?
Well, the German American Chamber on the 14th is having its Summerfest in Morrison, and it will be fun. They have a band, they have Schuhplatte dancing and ribbon flower arrangement, headdress stuff. So that's German American Chamber. With respect to the Denver Council on Foreign Relations, tonight, our young professionals, we're having a former Olympian talk about doping in the Olympics and other sports. She won a silver in '98, I think, but she is now with the Anti-Doping International Relations and Collaboration Group for the Olympic Committee. And so she'll be here tonight. She's already advised us she wants to talk with everyone in the audience. And we already have like 70 people signed up. So it may be like just like when the Denver airport was speaking to us, have a long time to ask questions. So,
Wow.
yeah, and, this summer is going to be interesting because we've got a lot of people. This is a rare event for us. We have a lot of people wanting to partner with the Denver Council on Foreign Relations. Just as an update, I think when I talked to you about 2 years ago, Doug, I was like, man, we're just dying. We're at like 75 members. We are now approaching 200 members. And our space forum that we have in the fall has some of the top leaders in the space industry, aerospace and space industry. And that's in October, and their topic is called "Is Space an Accident Waiting to Happen? Space Junk and Its Interference with Everything." And Barry Birch, and Phil Washington from DEN can tell you that planes now have to be rerouted for junk flying out of the sky. So, yeah, so it's kind of fascinating.
When is that event, Rob?
That's in October. I think it's the second week. That's not on my radar, but tonight's event will be great. And then you were talking about the Canadian consulate. The Canadian consulate here in Denver is having Canada Day party event. It's next Wednesday, the 10th. So just so you know, the consul general who is here will be holding that event. And then there's a French Day. We're also in the French American Chamber here, coming a French Revolution Day or food or something. They always have events with a lot of food. If you want to be in an organization, by the way, in Denver, the best one to be in if you like food is the French American Chamber, because every single one of their events is catered by high-end restaurants. high-end wines, everything, and it's a lot of fun. So, but yeah, that's kind of what's going on in my world. Just a lot of new business right now. Germans still come to Denver. I think that the perception, as long as we, by the way, Trump has threatened to cancel all international flights at Denver International Airport as further retribution for having Kamala have a landslide in our state. But he's threatening that. But the Germans still come here. The energy prices are a lot cheaper. They feel that the regulatory environment here in Denver and in Colorado in particular is more friendly and collaborative. And so we're seeing a large influx from Europe and France and a lot of other places. So I think Denver's kind of dodged a lot of bullets here, and I think business is really good here. So that's kind of the report on that end.
It's encouraging about the business side of things. Is there anybody that you're looking to meet, or are you just trying to keep your head above water with the influx of new clients?
I'm actually meeting with another person within Global Chamber. Is it tomorrow? Maybe it's the 11th. Gerhard Kratzer.
Oh, Gerhard, yeah.
Yeah. So we're trying to figure out how we can collaborate. He is kind of in the same space we are. He stepped away from it to do more of a conventional U.S. practice, but he still represents a lot of German clients and clientele. So kind of enthusiastic about that potential relationship. There was another person that's also on my calendar for later this month, and I don't know which day, but
It may be Jörg Kempkes, or do you know Jörg?
yes, Kempkis, and yeah, that one I think is on the 16th or 17th. But yeah, so I mean, Global Chamber's been great. And Doug knows this, so you guys know. When I went to London, I said, Doug, I'm going to London. Who can you introduce me to? And it was like 3,000 people met me there from Global Chamber. I mean, I'm exaggerating, but I had we had our group that was over there for the World Link for Law. And the people that came to meet me from Global Chamber were about the same size as the number of people at the bar from our other group. So it was kind of cool, and I got to meet some folks. We do have, so Paul, by the way, in my firm is now on the board of directors for World Link for Law. So that's another international outreach that we have. And we're trying to grow that organization too. Just like you, Doug, every organization I seem to belong to is in need of desperate growth after COVID, and it's been fun to build these organizations.
What was the name of that group?
World Link for Law.
World Link for Law. Okay.
Yeah. We met in Montreal. That was fantastic. I talked the Canadians, the French Canadians, to secede and come to the United States on behalf of our president. So it was a great conference. Our next one is in Bordeaux. So if there are any Global Chamber people in Bordeaux, love to connect with them when I'm there. That it's going to be in the fall. So lots of stuff happening.
Fantastic. That's great. Does anybody have any questions for Rob? And hearing none, please feel free to put your information in the chat, but just interrupt. That's fine. Barry is good at interrupting. He's from New York, so he's got that thing.
He doesn't interrupt. He disrupts.
That's what my brother said when he was a Boy Scout, and I would interrupt everything.
He's a disruptor, no question. How's the cyber world? How's the world of leadership? Barry is an expert on integrity. He not only has integrity, he not only teaches on integrity, but he leads with integrity. So congratulations on all that you do. What's the latest with you? And there are people that you're looking to meet, and how can we help?
Well, a lot has happened since we talked last. So I have merged my company with a firm on the East Coast called VSA Consulting Group, and they're awesome people to work with. Kenny Mandelbaum, one of the partners, I'm a partner with them, one of the owners, uh, owned and ran 165 women apparel stores on the East Coast. Sold that business. It was a $300 million business. He managed 3,000 employees, and he's a brilliant strategist and knows how to execute on company strategies. So since then, joining them, I think I've closed well over $300,000 in business in 2 months.
Wow.
And we're expanding. We're having some conversations with the airport, thanks to Rob, and meeting Phil and some of the other people there, and several other new opportunities that are showing up. So, by the way, being with Phil Washington was one of the most inspiring experiences for me. Rob, the CEO of the airport. That's the guy I'd go to war with, I'd work with.
What is it about him that inspired you?
He is about people, about taking care of people, about leading from vision, not just as as a profit to make a profit. And that's the kind of people I like to work with and get to know. So um, we've been just really doing great. And working with Ken and Tony, these two new partners, is just they have such a vision and ability to translate what works in business and strategy, and bringing transformation to it rather than just attempting to transform people with integrity. All those elements are there, but it's from a business perspective. You bring it in through, the strategies that you're out to accomplish. So they're really great, great, great people.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
That's
it's
all.
fun. It's fun to have, eh? It's great.
Yeah.
So
What's the name of the firm?
VSA, Victor Sam Apple VSA Consulting Group. You can look them up.
Yeah. I think I met them.
I think you did.
Yeah, when you were either forming or thinking about forming, it feels like 6 months, but you said you've only been there for 2 months?
Since April 1st. Yeah. But I've been with them doing projects and stuff for a year, so I got to know
Oh,
them.
that's probably why. So no,
Yeah.
thank you for reminding me about them. They fell off my radar screen, so thank you.
So, who we're looking for are companies that are inspired that execution is the issue for fulfilling on what their strategies are, where they want to go, what they're out for. And we were doing some fabulous work with these new clients, and it keeps expanding and growing. So that's where I'm, if there are people who need to execute their strategies, we'd love to explore with you how we might empower you in that. And just want to say about you, Doug, you are one of the most inspiring people to me. I mean, what you've taken on and your reach and getting your fingers in everywhere in the world is just amazing to me.
You're very kind.
I,
Thank you very much.
I have one last thing. I'm doing something I've never done before. I got invited. There's a group called Talent is Timeless, and you have to be over 50 and you're a songwriter, and there's about 30,000 of us worldwide. This young woman at 32 put this business together to take care of singer-songwriters who are old like me. And I got invited to make my first album. So they're going to produce it. There's 50 of us, and we're going to produce 50 albums and release them all on the same day in Nashville. So I am putting my 10 songs together. I've got a producer and a band and all that. And I think I'll do a Kickstarter to kick it off to invite my community. So I just want you to know there's another aspect of life that is really cool.
So it's the songwriting is what you're bringing to
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
And do you play an instrument too?
I do. I play guitar. You haven't heard that. I'm
Oh,
good. And I write songs.
I think I vaguely remember you playing guitar when we went through the integrity class. I thought
We
maybe,
might have. I don't know who that remembers, but
yeah, wow.
you guys will hear it.
Okay. Fascinating. I'm reading the biography of Paul McCartney. I just had read the one for John Lennon, and the John Lennon one was about 12 hours on audio. The one for Paul McCartney is 31 hours.
I don't have to listen to that.
And I'm through hour 25, but the whole guitar and the left-handed, right-handed, and how they competed with each other and how they fall out of bed and create songs. It's just, and then all the controversy they had and how they didn't like
Yeah.
each other, but then they came back together again.
Isn't that
It's a
amazing?
dramatic story.
Yeah, it's great. Anyway, glad to be part of your team.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Shadman, would you be able to share what's the latest with you? You are an amazing leader. What you've been able to create with international students in Southern Utah is beyond belief. And unlike many universities, you are being hit with decreased enrollment in the fall, but not anywhere near what other universities are going through. ASU and Thunderbird are being devastated by that. I don't know what some of the other big universities are going through, but I know from an ASU Thunderbird perspective, it's not pretty at all. But you've been able to manage through this so far with a lot of hard work and a lot of ingenuity. What's going on with you, and how can we help?
So thank you very much. Yeah, so of course things are tight. I mean, and now we are also dealing with visa problems. For example, we have and it was an interesting discussion I had today with Spain that students who are applying to come for fall semester are not getting visa interview dates. Some of the dates are getting December and October, and the classes start in August. And the reason being because of the World Cup. Because of the World Cup, there is so much pressure. I mean, that's what they think is the logical reason. So they're hoping that as soon as the World Cup ends, then the visa slots are going to open up for our French students. We have around 15 students coming from, not French, Spanish students coming from there. So that is the hurdle that's happening. But, thank God, things are good. We are exactly where we were last year. And the way things are moving, we will be again kind of beating last year's numbers with international students and international programs. So again, it is taking lots and lots of. I don't have sleep and wake up and I'm on job 24/7. Like in fact, in 25 minutes, I'll have a student joining from my office, a courtroom hearing. So they'll do online and they'll do in my office. So. Sometimes when I'm doing this alone, it helps as well because I can make decisions quickly and then move ahead rather than have to run things by 5 other people. And then, we may set up a record this year with international growth. So things are good.
Fantastic. That's amazing, actually. So you're saying you could actually have some growth.
Yeah. Yeah, most likely we are on path towards that. Things, and we have created some new programs as well, which are helping, instead of just the regular students coming in, I'm trying to create a system, with, just to give you an idea of how we create programs are that the Washington County School District has around 1,600 students in their dual immersion program with Chinese language. So what we do, we enroll interns who are part of the university in China to teach Chinese to non-Chinese speakers. And they come in, they become teaching assistants for 1 year. The Washington County School District get them for free because they don't have to pay for the J1 sponsorship. So our university does that. In return, they enroll in our ESL program, which is self-funded. So ESL gets the students, Washington County gets the teachers for free, and they fulfill their academic requirements and our numbers go up. So it's a win-win for and all of them got visas last year. And because I reached out to the US Embassy in China, and then I explained to them that this is not for them. This is for the US citizens who are in the Washington County School District. So we need visas for that. So, it works out. And I'm glad, though every year my office team tells me this year we're going to go down. And we survive. And things are good.
Amazing. What a journey you're on. Congratulations. Does anybody have any questions for Shadman or anyone else? In terms of our region, what I'd like to get from you are a couple things, and I kind of hinted at this first question is, and maybe to ask it more directly, like I asked indirectly with Amy and Rob in particular. You explained some of the things that are coming up in terms of events. What's missing? What's something that we could do if we did one event this year and plan something for the, say, the October timeframe, one in Denver, one in Salt Lake? What would it be? What would it be? A certain country? Would it be a certain topic? Would it be on some issue relative to business that is some merging of all of that? Do you have any? It's harder probably to think about it in terms of that way, but is there anything that would be valuable for you?
Doug, I'm always interested in the impact AI is going to have on employment internationally. It can be both the benefits and the non-benefits, if you will,
Okay.
how that impacts.
Changing everything. Where was it? This, we have an AI tool called Globy, and we have a weekly call, and I think Cesar is actually in this call, and he's leading that program. And even just every week we get like some epiphany, like, oh my God, it used to take 6 months to do this, and now it takes 6 hours, kind of thing. And our developer, he's an he's an amazing leader in the Philippines. Last night he was telling us about how he's giving certain things to an intern to do for Claude to do the programming and then basically do almost all of it. And then for the little bit tougher things, he's doing it and just having AI just basically write everything. And so how things are accelerating at such a tremendous speed is just amazing. This morning, another one of our supporters, he's doing marketing for us, mentioned how he's using Claude now to interact with HubSpot, the CRM, which is something we use, and basically have Claude do everything. It's like, why even log into HubSpot? Claude can do everything. And so he said he'd been hesitating to kind of get involved at a deeper level, but now that he has, it's like, wow, the power. So absolutely, that could be a topic.
Cool.
Did anybody else have any thoughts? Rob, you in particular, you see a lot of things, especially through DCFR. They're doing a lot of great programming. I'm kind of inspired by Phil and wanting to do something maybe with a different spin as the Denver their Denver facility comes up to speed, maybe something in the fourth quarter, doing something there once they figure out how to do it. What other things occur to you that would be valuable?
Well, so I agree with Barry on the AI thing. I also think cybersecurity is an ever. Right now I feel like I can barely use my computer because I got so much shit blocking stuff, and so it's like Casey brought to my attention that one of our portals comes in as suspicious activity, which is a portal to keep it's so secure that it senses that it's a security risk. So how that happens is beyond me. But your point on Phil Washington, actually, that would be kind of an interesting opportunity. And just to thinking out loud, Phil talked a lot about kind of, as Barry said, more the, shall I say, logistical and philosophical approach that Den has with respect to the world,
Yeah.
Denver International Airport. But there is a very distinct and critical aspect that probably wasn't fully, it was in part, but in terms of the business of airports, airlines and things like that. And Barry already knows this, and I know some executives at Lufthansa and United that may be available to talk with Phil, have a panel event on sort of the business of airlines and how that's evolving. The airlines, one of the things Phil did talk about, the airlines are having to completely shift their operations because of the war in Iran. And just exhibit A is yesterday, Kuwait the airport was bombed. And so, the ever-present threat of conflict is always on their mind. But it's also altered routes, it's congested commerce. You basically now have to go from London to, say, Singapore. You basically have to fly all the way south or above the entire conflict region because you can't really go through Ukraine, you can't go through Iran. So the flights are adding hours on flights just because of the conflict. And that's a business situation, it's a logistical situation. The other person that would be great in terms of the business aspect and airport and that kind of thing is we have a professor at DU who is constantly on CNN and BBC. And all of a sudden I can't think of his name, but he was one of our speakers. I'm going to see if I can find it. A year or so ago, but he is sort of the guy to talk about logistics business and kind of how to deal with the world from a logistics and supply chain standpoint. So, but what would be cool is we'd have the event. We could have the event. They do have some event space at the airport itself, but the hotel that's adjacent to it, or even the Gaylord that's offsite, would be able to accommodate people. And I know that Phil, and I can also get people in touch with our liaison, who is Jonathan, because that's his role at the airport, is to be the liaison with the public. I'm sure that they could come up with some ideas for us. So that's just, but I think it's an important issue right now. And Jack Buffington, by the way, is the logistics guy at DU, and he's like the top guy for CNN in terms of any kind of logistical questions.
Okay.
So,
Sounds
but yeah,
good.
going to Barry's point, and the weakness, not that I would ever admit there is one to the DCFR, is we're more policy oriented. Business, we do probably one program a year that relates to business, and the business aspect is one thing. That's why I'm part of this group. Is I think that is sorely missed or overlooked by World Denver, Denver Council on Foreign Relations, many of the policy-oriented organizations. And if we had a true business event, AI is AI from a policy standpoint, but it is going to alter business. AI is going to fly airplanes. AI is going to direct traffic. AI is driving my car and Larry's or Barry's car. So it's there, and it's how we control it and look at it is going to be a very big issue.
For sure. So sounds good. So that's a great starting point. And so Amy had to drop off, and I'll circle back with her, and I will going forward. In terms of both chapters, what we'd like to do is have 2 advisory board meetings for each chapter separately, and then do 2 combined virtual events for the rest of the year, and then 1 in-person event, 1 in Denver, 1 in Salt Lake. And I'd like to work with you and the others on the board. I think the others need to be fully re-engaged on that and might need your help. And I'll circle back with each of you to see how best not only to re-engage with them, but also got some ideas for some other fresh faces, and probably you would as well once we get a little bit further along in terms of identifying dates and topics and things like that. Would love to get your assistance on that. On DCFR, have they done their business event this year yet, or is it on the radar screen?
No, and actually, the one that they're kind of calling a business event, it's actually a former general.
Okay.
I don't have the title of the event, but
Okay.
It would probably be on East Asia and Pacific Affairs related business stuff.
I gotcha.
So,
Okay. Well, it might be an opportunity, either to do something on our own or in collaboration. So I'll definitely circle back with you on that.
yeah.
Um, so that's, I think, everything that I wanted to cover. Is there anything else that you guys have, or anything else you'd like to share?
I
I,
probably, oh, go ahead. Barry, did you?
no, I just appreciate the possibility of now meeting in person. I don't like this thing. I'd rather be across the table having coffee with you. But thanks for opening up that and bringing that back, Doug.
Yeah, sorry that one on my birthday didn't work out for you in April. To get you, we almost did that whole thing. It worked out pretty well, the Blue Ocean market, and then we have a bigger event that we're doing in Washington D.C. with PBS at their national headquarters, or global, I guess, but national, at least for the US, in Washington, D.C. It's going to be kind of focused in on Global Chamber, which is kind of fun to think about. So week of September 21st, but we're looking forward to that. But let's see what we can do for Denver. Let's see what we can do for Salt Lake. Appreciate your guys' support and collaboration, and I'll be in touch.
Hey, Doug, just one last thing. I think it would be great, and I think Barry would probably agree with this, is to maybe even at some point, probably a year out, have a joint meeting. If we can build up Denver and Salt Lake is built up, have a joint event somewhere, almost like a
Oh, that would be
retreat.
awesome. That would be killer.
Yeah.
Okay. You mean so do something in Denver and invite everybody in the region?
Yeah. And then the next year you do it in Salt Lake
I
and
see.
vice
Okay.
versa.
What
But
what's the
that's,
what's the retreat you're talking about?
well, I mean, they'd be coming here. So when I say it wouldn't be like we'd be all on Zoom, we would be at an event
I think I'll
together.
add to that. In Utah, since I'm in the other Utah, which is in the southern Utah, usually if I go up north and there's an event, I'm the only one who actually
Yeah.
drove long distance. Everyone is local, everyone knows each other. It's just like
Yeah.
in the downtown, they just walk from one building to another. And I would have driven 4 hours. I attend a meeting, then I'm driving back 4 hours. And if it's winters, I am so scared because I do not know how to drive in snow. And it
Well,
becomes a problem. But I would love that. That will give me an excuse to escape.
well, by the way, I just got a notification. Denver International Airport CEO Phil Washington announced his retirement effective August 1.
Oh,
What?
wow.
His retirement? Well, that sounds interesting. You sure this isn't political?
Um, I,
That is not how Phil was talking from that last meeting that you had.
hmm,
Wow. Okay.
Oh.
probably he ran into the aliens in the basement. Got him scared. All right.
Well,
Well,
we'll move on. We'll do something else then other than Den, but we'll figure something out. Thank you all for your time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Touch.
all right. See ya.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks. Bye.